And so to do that, we click on rendering, render setup. Okay. From here, for the renderer, by the way, if you're using an older version of 3D Max, this entire tab will be found at the bottom. You can see that is assign renderer. It's just up there because the Autodesk just decided to make this tab, of course, easily accessible. Okay, so it's all there at the bottom if you scroll down. Okay, and from here under production, we are going to choose NVIDIA Mental Ray. Of course, you can choose V-Ray if you've got it installed. Okay, so that is the step 1. Step 2 is changing these materials here to something else. So, for instance, cabinet, we are going to click where it says standard. We need to change it to the render engine which we will be using. So, you can just click close on this error if it pops up, if you've got an error. So, if you've got V-Ray, of course, you can choose V-Ray from this selection. But in our case, we're using Mental Ray. So we're going to look for Arc and Design because it's able to give us this beautiful shiny surfaces which also look realistic. So Arc and Design. Okay. And then, yeah, color, you choose. All right. And then, yeah, just like that, you then decide, let's see. If you go to Edit, select All, and I'm just going to choose a cabinet and then assign the material to every object. Okay? Because you look at it and you decide which is the main texture. And obviously it's this cabinet texture. Okay? Alright, so that's step 1. Step 2 is you then go on and decide what other materials you need. Well, you need steel. Okay? So, I'm going to call this here steel. Where it says standard, we're going to load Arc and Design. Okay. Of course, steel is silver. So for instance, the fridge needs to be steel. So we're going to assign it that texture. Perfect. Okay. Then you look, of course, the extractor for smoke is also steel. So that also takes that texture. All right. And then yeah. And then of course we'll need wood later on. So select one of these here, wood, rename it to wood, and of course select Arc and Design. And then from the presets, of course, you can already load a satin varnished wood or a glossy varnished wood. Make sure it's visible in the view. And then, yeah, just assign it there for now, okay? We are not trying to be accurate. We're just trying to give objects separate materials, okay? So that is very crucial to have done, all right? And then, yeah, let's continue then. And what we need, of course, is, yeah, more of the parts that make up this extractor. Okay, and I think what actually we need to do is the following. Please select it and then, let's see, sorry. Please reduce the length, yeah, so that it's again like a panel. Something like that. Okay, great stuff. And then we go to Edit and Clone. Make a copy. Or rather, let's see, yeah, a copy is fine, okay? And then this one here, we are going to rotate it up to 90 degrees like that, okay? So that, of course, it makes up that side, all right? So, and then, of course, we move it to the side. And not only that, we are also going to reduce, there we go, its width. And then move it backwards. And then just position it slightly like that. As you can see, just adjusting it so that they don't really intersect one another completely. Okay. And then you can even turn off edge faces for now. All right. Okay, so we've done that. We then go to Edit and Clone. This time we're going to make it an instance. But before we do, just make sure that this UV map here, of course, fits. Perfect. So we go to Edit and Clone, make an instance, click OK. Now this time, of course, we are going to the side like that. Okay, so this will sit over here. All right, so that's what will happen there. And I think this one here needs to be moved just a bit forwards. All right, great stuff. Save your file, of course. And then next, let's see, we need a counter over there, but also we need a window opening. So please select our room here. Let's go to its edit poly level. And then we are going to cut the window out of it. So select the edge mode. Please turn on edge faces. Select that edge and then select ring. That way, of course, it picks up all the edges along there. Okay. And then how many windows we need? Well, we just need one here. We are going to ignore that side. Okay. We won't create that opening there. Okay. So we selected that edge basically, and then we picked ring. And then we click on connection settings. So it says it's the little button next to the connect button. And then we're going to we're going to increase the number of edges there. You see that? And I think 2 is fine. And then but before we do that, let's just do the following. Cancel that. Before we do that, we need to break up this surface. So in other words, please select that part of the wall and detach. Okay, call this wall. Okay, perfect. So now the room, of course, will become the floor object. Okay, so select our object here. Of course, add UVW map, make it a box and fit. Okay. Then we go back to its edit poly level and then edge mode, pick that edge and select ring. There we go. And then of course we click on connect settings and we just need these two. Click OK. And then we're going to move them to the sides. Okay. So the idea, of course, is this will give us that window. And then, yeah, it's up to us to determine its size. I think up to there is fine. Great stuff. And then select the edge mode again and ring. And again, connect settings. This time, yeah, it's fine, okay? Let's just confirm that. Yes, that's fine. And check. All right. Then please select that edge. We need to lift it quite up and select loop. And this needs to go. Let's turn on edge faces here. Okay. You might even want to turn off the grid at this point. So click on the little plus there next to the front. Turn off show grid. Okay. That way it just clears things up for us. And then, yeah, just lift it where the window will need to be. There we go. Okay. And here, loop those as well. And I believe this should be on the same level as the island, which should be somewhere there eventually. Okay. Great stuff. And then we need to cut through the opening, of course, of the window. And so please select that. That will be the. And then we're going to select. Insert settings. There we go. And then we're going to reduce the values. There we go. Be gentle with it because we're just trying to create that structure to add just a bit of detail. All right. Click OK. Perfect. Then we pick these sides here. We need to pull them out, so we're going to extrude. See that? 10 is too much, so reduce them gently. I think 1 might help. No. So keep on clicking. Maybe you can even enter 0.3. That's still too much, but it's okay. Check that, and then we can move them ourselves back in like that. Perfect. Okay. And then select that polygon there and we are going to detach it. This will be window. Click OK. Perfect. Great stuff. Okay, so you can select that object, of course, and then go to rendering, and then material editor, compact material editor. Select one of these available slots, and of course call this glass. Okay, and then of course make sure it's Arcane Design, and from the presets you are going to look for transparent materials, and it's a glass thin or glass solid geometry, whichever one you choose. Okay, and then of course select the window and assign the material, and of course you can see how it looks. All right, let's pick our object here and just lift it all the way through the roof there. Okay, great stuff. Okay, let's continue, and then we need another box. In fact, we can use this one. Select it and then go to edit and clone, make it a copy. All right, and let's move it. And I think this one here, we need to do the following. We're going to reduce its height value, and then we need to center it. We need to center it around what will be the extractor. So to do that, we select it and then we go to the hierarchy tab. Okay, it's there. Affect pivot only, and then we're going to click on center to object. That's where the pivot point is, in the middle of this object, like that. Okay, perfect. Select this object as well, and this one, at least the pivot point is already at the center. So select this cabinet object, and then we're going to click on align. It's the little button up there next to the mirror. So click on it and then pick that part of that object that will represent the extractor. There we go. Of course, we need to align on the X, Y, and Z position, and it must be on the pivot point. Okay. So you can see, of course, what each of these options mean. So you click OK. Perfect. There we go. And then you decide, of course, on the dimensions. Well, first things first, we need to select these objects, and they all need to go against the wall, like that. Okay. Then we select the box, and then adjust its properties. It needs to be much longer than what it was before, or rather, let's just undo this. Instead, we're going to scale it. So the extractor needs to be something like that, and of course must be thinner. There we go, and make sure you just align it. Okay, all right. And of course it will also need to be a steel structure. So for the material, we're going to assign, of course, the steel. Okay, let's continue. We won't worry about the other object because the main part of the tutorial is just to show you how to build this room. Okay, then we can then finally come back and build the island. Okay, so here's what we need. We need a box, of course. So please select one of these boxes here. Go to edit and clone, make it a copy. Call this maybe island. Okay, and move it into position. So we are first building what will be underneath there. Okay, under the island itself. Okay, so the height needs to be in line with the window. Let's see. So we need to align it with that blue light. I mean with that blue edge of the wall. So there we go, roughly. Yeah. So that's about it, roughly. Okay. Great stuff. So to be that part of the wall, I mean of the island, and of course it needs to grow in width. And which value do we have here? We have 3 meters. So where it says box with 3 meters, then yeah, position it as well. Okay, great stuff. So at this point, of course, this object basically can really go away. Okay, perfect. Select it And of course, you can see we have to apply the UV map well. So select the UV map object and then click on fit. There we go, so that it fits properly. Then, let's see, we go to edit and clone, make a copy. We're going to rotate this one here up to, of course, 90 degrees, and let's move it. And this shouldn't be 3 meters. Let's try 5. 0.5 or 0.8, 0.6. Yeah. Okay, we are trying to, of course, get the side of the object there. Okay, remember we don't have to be dead on accurate. Okay, we're just estimating things, and make sure, of course, you fit. Yeah, that's fine. All right, and I think the length needs to be reduced maybe to 0.05 so that it's a bit thinner than what it is. Okay, even this one here, 0.05. There we go. Okay, great stuff. Select that part, and then we go to edit and clone. Make it an instance, because this one here needs to be on the opposite side. Of course, the top view should give you a much more accurate perspective of things. And again, fit. There we go. Okay. Of course, this side needs to be duplicated as well. So edit and clone. This one needs to be an instance as well. And this one, of course, goes to the back. Okay. Wonderful. Save your file, of course. Okay, let's continue. Now, at this point, let's select the back part of the island. And I think right-click and make it unique. All right, so that it can have, of course, its own properties, and go under the box options. Maybe it needs to be 3.5. There we go. Or 3.8. Okay, perfect. So with this part of the island selected, we go to edit and clone. Make it a copy. And we're going to move this one here upwards and rotate it down to 90 degrees, like that. And of course, this will be none other than the countertop. Okay, it needs to be wider, so let's see. I think here the height, try to enter 0.7, there we go, or 1 in fact. Move this backwards. Okay, great. All right. Now, in our case, you can see here there's nothing. So, but for our sake, we're going to build drawers that will line up this side. Okay. Again, to do that, we're going to borrow a box. So you can use the fridge. It's fine. Go to edit and clone. Call this drawer. Make a copy and move it. And select one of these empty material slots. Call this drawer. Okay, make it, of course, Arcane Design. You can give it whatever texture you want, okay? But for our sake, we're just changing colors. Assign it, of course, our object. We're just changing colors to make it more easy to pick up from the view, okay? Go ahead. By the way, before we continue, make sure, of course, that these are fitting like that. You know, fit as well, okay? So let's continue. So the box, let's see, height, position it where they will eventually be. And they need to be, of course, above the floor as well. All right. And then maybe 0.6 for that. So we are just positioning it where they will be. Okay, save your file. Okay, and I think there needs to be much thinner, sorry, in height, not there. Yeah, something like that. Okay, then after we've done that, you just observe it. After we've done that, we go to tools and array, because we need to duplicate them in height. So click on preview, and then we're going to select, of course, the moving. First of all, click on reset all. Okay, that way we are back to the normal settings. Make copy. We need 3 of them. We're going to go for move, and clearly here we need to move them in height. There we go. And the values are too high, so try to enter 0.2 and click the mouse somewhere else. There we go. 0.5. Aha. Okay. So it looks like 0.5 is what will do it for us. Okay. Then we click OK. All right. So you can see, of course, what we will have. All right. So at this point, let's select our box here. Make it a length of 0.1. Okay. There we go. Then select our drawers there. By the way, select... oh, we made a mistake. We forgot to make them instances. Sorry about that. So let's delete our drawers and select this one here. Make it fit. Okay. Go again to tools and array. Click preview. Luckily 3D Max has kept all the settings for us. We just have to turn it to be what? Instances. There we go. And click OK. Perfect. Now they're instances of each other. Exactly what we needed. So select all the drawers once again. Now, of course, they need to be duplicated along. And let's see. Maybe we want them to have a length of 1. No, that's too much. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to go to maybe 0.8. Let's see. Yeah, I think 0.6 was actually fine. Okay. So we then go to tools and then array again. Click on preview. This time we don't want them to move on the z-axis, so change that to 0. We need them to be moved, of course, along the x-axis. Okay. And this time I think we need 4 instances. And yeah, and then let's adjust the values here. Maybe 2.5, or I think actually 3 instances. Okay, actually let's do the following. Okay, select one of the boxes and let's change the value of the width to 1, maybe 0.9. I'm just trying to see how to duplicate this. Okay, then let's see, let's move them there. Okay, then we go again to tools, array, click preview. So on the z-axis, of course. Okay, so for our sake, I think 2.5 might be better. No, 2.8. Okay, but of course, remember this is your own creation, so you can adjust whichever setting suits you the most. Okay, most important, of course, make sure it's instances and click OK. All right, so now, of course, our boxes are all there. Make sure, of course, that the UV map fits each one of them perfectly. There we go. Then please select our boxes again and move them, just lining them up, of course, with the drawer, with the island. Okay, that's what we needed. All right, save your file. All right, then let's select this object here, move it further to the back. All right, then let's pick this one here, and then we go to edit and clone. Make it a copy. Okay, and then let's move it here and rotate it to 90 degrees. There we go. And what needs to be happening here is that this object will be sitting there. See that? All right. You may want to give it a different color. Maybe just want that for now. Assign it just to create differentiation, of course. Okay. All right. So we're going to adjust its dimensions. So select the box object. Let's see, there we go. So we're going to change the width to 0.4. So these will be little panels sitting inside here. And then using the front view, position it where it lines up like that. Okay. All right. So we need them, of course, all along this surface. So we'll click on Tools, Array, Preview, Reset all parameters. Of course, they need to be instances. We need to move them, of course, on the X-axis. And let's see, 10 is a bit too high, so reduce the amount. Looks like 8 might do. Or 7. Yeah. So X 2.5. Nope. 2.8. 2.9. Or 2. Let's see, 2.95. We're just trying to make sure it closes off the gap on the side there. I think that's fine. Make sure, of course, it's instances and you click OK. All right. So that's what, of course, we now get. Make sure you pick any of the boxes, go to the UV map, and make sure, of course, you click on Fit, so that the UV map fits precisely each one of them. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. We're now going to work on the fridge itself. All right. So here's what we do. We're going to select the fridge, and then go to Edit and Clone, make a copy, and just bring it out. Okay, great. Then for the fridge, we're going to work in an interesting way because we can see it's got sort of smooth edges. All right. So to do that, we're not going to use boxes. We're going to use shapes instead. So in the Create panel, please select Shapes. Okay, and then as one of the splines, you're going to look for a rectangle. Okay, and then draw a rectangle right there on the floor. Let's go to the top view, and let's see the dimension of the original fridge. For the box, it's 1.42. Let's see if we can copy that value here. So select our rectangle, and for the width, right click and paste the value there and press enter. You see, the values don't correspond, okay? So instead, we're going to use our own eyes and adjust. Yeah, that looks more like it, okay? And also, how thick is the fridge? Well, we adjust it there as well. Okay. All right. That was the first step. Now, second step is to give it this rounded edge feel. Well, to do that, we click on, you see, because it's a rectangle, it's got these properties here called corner radius. If you increase those values, you see what you can get? Of course, you get rounded edges. Wonderful. So I think a value of 0.03 will do it for us. Okay. Of course, remember this is your own creation. You can do whatever, you can adjust whichever values you feel like. So what this will be this main part of the freezer. Okay. All right. So after that, we need to create this bulge look about it. Okay. To do that, we need to convert this rectangle into a spline. Okay. So please, on the Modify tab, right click on the rectangle and turn on Editable Spline. There we go. Now it's no longer a rectangle, it has become a spline which can be modified. Okay. Please, under interpolation, we need this object to be ultra smooth. So turn on Adaptive. That way it will always be smooth around the edges and so forth. Okay. Step 2 is we are going to select the segment mode and pick that segment. In order for us to create that bulge look, it needs to be subdivided. All right. Just like you can add pieces to a polygon, we can also add pieces to a spline. So with that segment selected, we right click and then we select divide. See that? Divide. And by creating divide, you can see now, of course, it gives you a vertex. So please select the vertex mode and pick that vertex. And to give it this slightly bulged look, well, from the top, we're just going to move it forward. You see? You see what it gives us? of course, it gives us that bulge, slightly bulged look that we need. Like that. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so that was step 1. We continue and rename this, of course, to fridge base. Okay. Then we go to edit and clone. Make a copy, lift this one up. All right. Then let's see, we need to look at it closer. Yeah. Now, at this point, we need to create the effect where, or rather, we need to prepare parts that will actually form the doors. Okay. So here's how we can do it. With this fridge object selected, we are going to go to the hierarchy panel, affect pivot only. Okay. Affect pivot only, and then center to the object. And then let's move this object to 0 units on the x-axis. Okay, that way it sits right in the middle like that. Okay. Then we'll do the following. We are going to select the spline mode, pick the whole spline, and then, or rather, okay, select the object. Let's go to edit and clone. Make a copy, click OK. All right. Then let's scale it down like that. Okay. And perhaps just a bit wider as well. Okay. Great stuff. Then let's pick the outer one. Then we are going to attach this outer one to the inner one there. So click attach. There we go. Now, of course, they are attached. Okay. Then we need to do the following. We are going to select the vertex mode. I mean, not the vertex mode, I mean the segment mode. Okay. Then we're going to select all the segments on this side here and delete them because we don't need them. The same applies also to those ones there and those ones there. Okay. And these ones here, we're going to move them closer to here. Or do we actually need them? Well, let's see. We need this one here for sure. So instead, we're going to do the following. Select that one, delete. And then we need to join these ones here which have been left open. Okay. First things first, we're going to select these vertices and move those to the side like that. Okay. This will enable us to keep that slight effect of having a door structure which is supposed to open. Okay. Okay. And then what we need to do, of course, is connecting these openings. And so let's select these vertices here, right click and make them corner. That way they don't have any particular smoothing on them. All right. Then we're going to right click on any of them. So select, right click, and then we select connect. There it is. It's just above refine. Click connect. And then you click from where to connect. And then you hold the mouse, the left mouse button until you drag it to where you need to connect to. And then you right click to finish the connection. You see that? That, of course, gives us that effect. Let me undo that to show you, of course, what I did again. We select, you can even select that one there. Right click, connect. Then you click and hold the mouse button. And then you go wherever you need to connect it to. And then right click to complete the connection. And then we do the same over here, of course. Select one of these, right click and connect. Click and drag the mouse button up to where you need it to be connected, and then right click, of course, to complete the connection. All right. So we should have, of course, this kind of effect. And then we're going to go to the hierarchy tab. We need to move the hinge to where the door will be opening from. So hence we are moving it to where the door hinge should be. And of course it should be somewhere there. Okay, great stuff. So you can then go ahead and position it back where it's supposed to be eventually. Okay. Of course we need two of them because of course the fridge needs two sides. But before we do that, here's what we're going to do. We already need something that looks like a fridge. So please select the base of the fridge and then go to the Modify tab. To give this depth and look like this, what we do is we are going to add what we call extrude, okay, from the modifier list, and then increase the amount, and you can see, of course, what it will give you. All right, okay, and then you decide, of course, how tall you want the base of the fridge to be. Maybe 0.3 or 0.4. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, then let's pick the door. Let's call it, of course, fridge door. And we do the same, of course. From the modifier list, we add extrude. Now, this extrusion needs to go all the way to the height of the fridge. So, let's see. You can even scale it if you want. You know, it will be quicker. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. That is how tall what will be the fridge door, of course, will be. Okay. And then, of course, we do this. We must mirror it across. So, please select the door, and then we click on the mirror button. There it is. It's next to the align button. Okay. So click mirror. There we go. And of course, this must be instance. Okay. And clearly we are mirroring on the x-axis. And you can see, of course, what it will give you. If you try the y-axis, of course, it will be the opposite. Or the z will be also the opposite there. So we just need the x-axis, and you click OK. All right. And please move it to where it must be. And you can see, of course, there we go. Yeah, should be somewhere there. All right. So this will be the doors, of course, okay? And just like that, basically, let me see, if you turn off edge faces, just try to render this quickly. Just click on the little teapot there to do a render test. Yeah, there we go. You can see, of course, what it will give us, but clearly this gap is not enough. All right, they're still way too close to each other. So here's what you can do. From the top you can see, of course, they're indeed close to each other. So just move this guy more to the edge like that. Hopefully, there we go. There we go. Now it, of course, gives us that gap which we needed. And not only that, I think, let's go to the vertex mode of the spline. Select the bottom, select the bottom vertex there, and yeah, move them like that. Okay, that will really help us to create the illusion of a closed off, of a closed off door, like that. Okay, brilliant. All right, and also we just need little structures that will act as the door handles. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to create boxes, of course. In fact, you might as well use an existing box. Like this one, of course, and you go to Edit and Clone. Make a copy, move it, and quickly adjust its properties by scaling it, you know. Hence, I said we don't really need too much detail with our modeling, because we'll leave it for the mental ray to work out the textures. Okay. All right. So let's see. So yeah, just giving us what ought to look like a door handle. Okay. Great stuff. Okay. Maybe even thinner. And make sure, of course, the UV map fits, of course. Okay. Then, after we've done that, because we know this is definitely the final look of the fridge doors, Let's go ahead, and especially this one, the base, please go ahead and apply the material, the checkered material to it. So rendering material editor, compact material editor. So yeah, please select all these objects here, including the doors. Assign them this texture here of the checkerboard and show them in the viewport. Okay. And right away, let's add a UVW map to all of them. Okay, make them boxes. Then this one here, we're going to, of course, make it fit. Okay, so this will be, first make it unique, of course, sorry about that. Okay, and then while it's a box, make it fit. Okay, then these ones here, fit as well. Make unique and fit. There we go. And fit, of course. There we go. Okay. Now it looks, of course, far more decent. Thank you. All right. Then let's see. Once we know we've definitely finalized the look of the doors, let's see. Maybe there's just one thing we need to do. Let's go into the vertex mode. Just move these vertices here a bit backwards. Okay, just a bit like that. And fit again. All right. Same here, of course. Fit as well. Okay. Great stuff. So at least we know we've textured it well. Then we need to attach the door handles to them. Okay.